Hey, what's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Maring. This is my wife, Jennifer. We are professional photographers and filmmakers and content strategists, and we've been working alongside one another, building our brands, building our companies for 20 plus years. And as we go out and we speak around the country, people often ask us, how do you do it? How do you work together, play together, live together, and make it work as a married couple who are entrepreneurs, kind of all inside of the same business?
It's not an easy task.
Not always easy.
No, I mean, the thing is that any kind of working relationship that you have to kind of really evaluate that you guys are all together on one team.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's kind of the key to complement what Jennifer's saying, is you have to realize that you're working towards a common goal. And one of the things that I can say about working together is you have the ability to raise each other to new heights, to challenge each other to be the best you that you can be. And I think when you focus on that common goal, it tends to allow you to be the best you can be, and also allow your relationship to be the best it can be and strengthen your relationship in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. I think that working together kind of has enabled me over the years to actually open up a little bit and have a little bit more empathy to
Yes.
what you are experiencing. And I think that that's key when you can work with somebody on a regular basis and start to acknowledge their own comforts and their own space, and respect it.
Respecting each other's space, I think that's a good one. That's key. But I know that it's been an evolution for us. We haven't always had perfection in our working relationship. We have our fights, we have our moments where we have our meltdowns, but I think over time you learn a couple of key things, and we're going to share with you 5 tips that are kind of our working tips for working together as a couple throughout your relationship, throughout your career. But this also translates to working with anybody in any kind of office environment, really. We just do it kind of on steroids,
It's funny because while we are in a very social career, because we are often surrounded by events and people and things like that, we definitely are. We definitely work together in a tight-knit group of people.
Yes,
So
it's not as social as a lot might think.
Yes, so we've learned to manage ourselves and to really acknowledge who's on the team.
Yes.
And who are we working with? And if it's just the two of us, or if it happens to be we're working on an event and we have party planners and entertainment, we're all synergizing together to strategize plans. I think that it's really important to kind of communicate and be a team player.
It's funny because I always say we've never worked for anyone. We started our business and we've worked on our brand from day one, but we never worked for anybody, but we've worked with many of the most demanding clients in the world.
I'd say so.
To say the least.
Yeah.
And so we've learned a thing or two about how to get along with people and how to exceed our clients' expectations at the end of the day. And working together with synergy is really the key to that. And one of the tips I think we should give is don't take it personally.
Yes, I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, we work together, and yes, I mean, as husband and wife, we have definitely a heightened level of closeness. And to not take things personally is the key to a lot of situations, just to get things done. I mean, if you're working in a restaurant and you're in a major rush, I mean, people are going to be working hard, and you have to just kind of expect that. It's not personal. It just may be a situation that you're dealing with, and this is the way you're dealing with it.
And you may be dealing with someone who's just not having a good day. You could be having a bad day. I know I wake up on the wrong side of the bed sometimes.
I never do.
Touche. But no, we all have our tough times. We all have our tough days. And I think that especially with somebody who works so close-knit like ourselves, we've had to learn not to take it personal when one person snaps at the other, and just to leave them alone and realize they need a little time. And when you focus on not taking things personally a lot of times, then that other person, usually me, comes back feeling bad about the moment and saying they're sorry and so on and so forth. But if you keep pushing each other's buttons and taking things personal, it could blow up into like the end all be all.
And really, again, it goes back to being on a team and having teamwork. You have to give each other and respect each other's space and the demand that and the pressure that you may be under at the moment. So I think that it's a big deal to not take things personally, and also to just move on and move forward.
Move forward. That's a good one. The other thing I think that is kind of important that we've kind of had to realize is we can't assume that the other person knows what we're thinking. So I can't assume that Jennifer has the same vision as me in a moment, and she can't assume that as well. So not making assumptions is one of the keys to working as a married couple. But also, I think in the workplace as well, not assuming that everybody knows where you're going in your own direction.
I know, and we're in such a visual career that the two of us, we already have a vision. When we're working together, and it is sometimes hard because we're very strong in our own person, so we know what we're looking for. But at the same token, like communicating with each other, having meetings, having inspirational boards where everybody's working off of, really communicating the actual process of everything and having a goal really focuses everybody to what it is that we're trying to achieve.
It does, because I think a lot of times you may go in with a specific vision of what you want to achieve. You can see it all in front of you, but if you're not communicating with everyone, every detail of it, you're making an assumption that they know what you're looking for. And I've just learned time and time again, working with you, working with others, lay it out. Speak with intention about what it is that you're trying to achieve, because that is the way that you're going to be able to communicate and not be making assumptions, because assumptions lead everybody down the wrong road.
I mean, you can't say, I would like to go over there. No, say, I'd like to get onto the other side, please.
Yes, so be clear in your communication.
And everything. It really takes away and dispels any mysteries. And really, at the end of the day, nobody's feelings are hurt because everybody feels that they can speak up.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of that, one of the things that I've had to learn, and I think we've learned together, is prior to us going into an assignment for a client, we need to define who the leader is, who's going to take the lead. So, before the client walks through the door, we'll have that conversation. Who's going to take the lead on this? Because what I have found is, you've heard the phrase, too many cooks in the kitchen. What I found is I will start pre-visioning exactly what I want to do. I'll know the background, I'll know the expressions I want to get, I know the lighting, I know about lighting the scene, the subject. But Jennifer may have a completely different vision of this exact same scene. And if we get into the middle of it and suddenly she's like, well, come over here or try this angle, I'm left bewildered and unable to see what she's seeing, and it leads to butting of heads. So I think it's key to define who's going to take the lead. And quite honestly, Jennifer, I love it when you take the lead, because I have so much fun assisting in her success that I have more fun assisting than I do leading. So
I think that speaks for both of us. I mean, the bottom line is that when you're working well together and you're allowing each other to take ownership of their own vision and to finish it out completely.
Yeah.
Interrupting moments it's hard to get back on track for anybody.
They say, and it's true, because they say with email, you get an email, if you check your email, you're off track for 15 minutes or something like that. The same is true when Jennifer interrupts my thought of where I'm going in the middle of a shoot. So
he's like a mad scientist up there.
Yeah, I've got it figured out already. I can see it to the end. So have that going for you as well. Define the leader. I think that's key with all of the assignments.
And the thing is that you may have leadership roles in different parts of the project, but at the same token, you have to, at those particular moments, say, okay, well, you're going to be in charge of this, and you're going to be in charge of that.
You're nailing my next point already. Beyond the shoot itself, beyond the client project at hand, have different roles in the company for each of you. Different roles where you do take the lead. Now, in our company, a lot of times I take the lead on research and development. researching new tech, deciding what direction we're going to head next with our company. You know, because this is such an evolutionary thing.
And I am so appreciative that you take that initiative, because I'm extraordinarily busy managing our clients, making sure that they're happy, making sure that orders are fulfilled, making sure that they're, you know, executed beautifully. So there's a lot of other details that we have to make sure that we fill in the blanks. So it's important that each of us takes strong initiatives on making sure that our business is filled in a entirety. So
Yes.
we have that great feeling of personal accomplishment, because I think that that's also very, very important, that, you know, I feel fulfilled and accomplished in what it is that I'm trying to achieve, and so do you. So when we do go out together, we have good conversations.
Because I think because we're bringing something different to the table and explaining something different to one another. And Jennifer has to also work alongside our accountant to get, you know, all the invoices out and make sure the bills come in.
All the stuff that nobody really wants to have to do when you have a business, you know, you have to do it all. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is that it's work. You know, work is work. But the truth of the matter is that it's really important to just know that everybody can't do everything.
No.
You have to make sure that each one of you is participating, and you're also doing things that are going above and beyond the other person in different categories to achieve the height that you need.
And one thing I will say, that we feel blessed that we work together on a lot of things, especially when you're building a whole company. It's one thing to be an employee as a photographer or a video artist or a content strategist at a company, because you're surrounded by other people who can support your efforts. When you are solo in business and you're an entrepreneur, you rely on your spouse or your assistants to kind of give you that. So it's all who you surround yourself with that allows you to succeed. Like, I can't imagine doing this alone. There is no way I could be as successful as I am today without my wife's help and without her love and support to lift me up and allow me to take chances and to try new things and to step outside of my comfort zone. And one thing I'll say lastly, our last tip, is give each other freedom to try new things. Give each other freedom to step outside their comfort zones and try something new. Because if you're not trying something new on a regular basis, you're really not having personal growth. And if you're not having personal growth, there's no way to have financial and business growth either. So
yeah, I think that personally, as much as we're a part of a team, you have to feel whole to begin with, and then the other person just they're
the icing on the cake.
Yeah, they add that little special touch to everything, and I think that really is an incredible gift and a blessing that the two of us have, that we do get to work together and we get to see each other accomplish things and do things and have to pinch ourselves that, like, we're actually here doing this assignment. So we get to achieve and have incredible feelings about the work that we do together. So it's definitely been a blessing, and I'm incredibly grateful for these opportunities. But no matter if you're working with your husband or wife or spouse or best friend or a group of people, you know, these just details and these little traits will manage to help you out through all of those things.
Yeah, so these are kind of our initial tips to having better working relationships in your workplace. And if you work alongside your spouse, this is really key, because having this in place just allows you to have fun with it, kick new ideas around. And I don't want to paint the picture that this is easy, because we have our challenges, no doubt. But at the end of the day, I know we both rejoice that we get to spend all this much time together, and just be proud of one another for everything that we achieve, because we're working towards that common goal together, and that's a blessing. So that's our tips to working with your spouse, working with others, and we appreciate you, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content that we're sharing, the ideas that we're sharing. We
And
want to give back, and this is one way we're
definitely,
doing it.
if you have any questions or you have any ideas or any topics you'd like us to discuss, please feel free to mention them in the comments below. We look forward to hearing from you guys, and happy that you guys are signed up.
Great. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a great one.